in last year or so.
Don't stand on the
I'm not
wire.
an expert. I'm not an expert on this space, and I am not a scholar on this space as well. If there are any fixed questions, maybe Sheikh Juban is the right person. But I will explain to you how to do the. There are 4 areas. One, how to do the wudu. Number 2, what are the actually who can do the wudu, and number 2, what are the requirements to do any wudu? What are the basic needs are there for a wudu? And third one, how to wash the body, and then the last one is the basic things needed for the burial. So those are the 4 things. To start with, who can do the wudu? So what are the basic qualifications for anyone to do the wudu for a Muslim? Number 1, men should do the wudu for the men, and women should do the wudu for the women. And if it is, since it's a Muslim, it's allowed, only Muslims are allowed to do the wudu for the Muslim. The third important thing is if you are part of the wudu, if you are helping them or participating in doing the wudu, and it is important to keep anything you saw, anything you learned about the dead person, keep it with yourself. You are not allowed to disclose that information with anyone. Any medical condition or any bleeding happen or anything you saw which is not supposed to disclose, keep it yourself. You're not even allowed to discuss with your family.
Can a husband do the wudu for his wife or the other?
No, as far as I know, that's not allowed. That's the basic requirements of who can do the wudu for a Muslim. The second thing is, what are the basic requirements to do the wudu? So if you have not visited the wudu place, we have a place in Maps on the corner with 2 tables. Both are attached to the wheel, and there are a bunch of stuff like cloths and basic needs are there in the space as well. Brother Abdul Salam maintains the passcode for the room. MCRC or whoever does the wudu, we work with Brother Abdul Salam and get access to the place and take care of the needs with all available accessories there. The core things are, there are 3, the weight cloths, we need 3 pieces of weight cloths, 7 by 7, 7 feet tall, 7 feet wide, 3 pieces of cloth. So I'm covering only for the men. I don't know the procedures for the women's side, so the sisters are covering there. The requirements for the sisters are different than the men. So,
But you adjust the cloth for the height of 7.
7 is generally
So what would you do with that new Pakistan cricketer? He's 7'6".
So then you need to adjust it.
Okay.
But in 90% of the cases, right,
Okay.
the 7 feet should be like general.
Yeah.
Really 7'6"?
Yeah, he's 7'3".
The tall, eh?
You gotta adjust. But people like me, 7 feet is more than enough. So you need 3 pieces of white cloth, 7 by 7.
It has to be white.
Preferably. What's that?
We can use any color.
Any color, but preferably white cloth. Okay. And then you need this kind of ropes, 4 of them. This is purely for the men. So you need 4 of them. I just cut it for the sake of showing how to do that. And this is like this many. It should be a little stronger than this because you need to tie the whole body with this. So 4 of them. And then you need, of course, gloves, and you need some body washing liquid, and you need a camphor to just put something at the end of the wudu. And you also need some cloths to dry the body. So I don't have it here. You need 3 or 4 pieces of cloths to dry the body.
You also need an apron.
Yeah, the apron is there up there.
Towels? Put it there, the green one, blue one.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so you need an apron to cover your body, but most of the time, brothers who come for the wudu program, they come out from the work just to come and do the work and go. So you preferably use the apron to cover the body, so you can take it out and then go back to work. So the next step we'll talk about is
The ropes you mentioned should be of cloth only, or can they be actual ropes?
We always use the cloth. Sheikh Jiban, can that be ropes? The cloth you tie the body can be cloth, or it can be a rope as well. No?
It depends on
The cloth.
Generally, it is cut from the kaffan cloth,
Exactly.
just like that.
Exactly.
The same cloth.
The same
Same
cloth.
cloth. Yep. So, any questions so far on what are the requirements for a wudu? Okay. So we'll go on to how to do the washing of the body. So As I said, there are two tables out there in the ghusl area. One to just wash the body and dry the body. And then once the janazah is dried out, and then you move the janazah to the second table so you can do the kaffan in that space. Because you need a pretty dry place before you start the kaffan. So let's assume this is the table for washing the body, and then the janazah is placed on top of the table. There are as far as I know, there are three core things to be done for washing the body. Sheikh Jiban, correct me if I'm wrong. The first step is to take out some of the impurities from the body. So the person might have eaten something 2-3 hours before the death. So you want to take out some impurities or urination from the body first. And then the second step is to give wudu. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll tell you how to do that. So take out the impurities and do the wudu, the second step. And the third step is to wash the body 3 times or 5 times or 7 times.
So second is wudu. After that,
Second is wudu. The third time is washing the body. Washing the body. You do in odd times, so we preferably do 5 times when you do with the MCRC. It could be 5, 3 or 5 or 7 depending on the need or availability of water and stuff. Another important thing is when you wash the body, make sure you take the water which is neither cold nor hot. Use the same temperature what you use for your shower. Imagine this is a light body and you don't want to hurt the body. Even though it is dead, you don't want the body.
warm is okay.
Little warm. It should not be hot. Actually, what we do is take the shower head and pour it on your head, adjust the temperature, and make sure you can tolerate, you can feel that before you put on the
Use for your shower, that temperature.
exact same temperature. So the first step, as you said, we need to take out the impurities from the body. So how we do that is we need at least 5 brothers, preferably, to do the ghusl. 2, 3 is too difficult. We are putting some pressure on the janazah if we don't have enough people. Yeah, especially when they are big, like 6, 7 feet big or 6 plus is too difficult. And if they are heavy, it's extremely difficult because you are going to make some trouble for the janazah. The way you take out the impurities when the janazah is on the flat table, you have 1 or 2 brothers hold. One brother hold the head. One brother move the shoulder up a little bit. So at least this much long from the table. You move the janazah a little bit up. The other brother gently push the stomach, and the fourth brother take the white piece of cloth. Take the white piece of cloth and before one thing important thing I forgot. You would never ever uncover the private parts of the janazah. So it has to be covered from the chest all the way up to the knee. So during the entire process until the body is covered, you are not allowed to remove the cloth from the body. It is extremely important. You are not allowed to see any private parts. You just need to access the private part just for the cleaning. Underneath the white cloth or whatever
So
the
you
cloth
go
is.
under the cloth, right?
Under the cloth. Okay, let's assume this is the cloth covered on the body, and this is the knee. And so what you do is, one brother is holding the head, the other brother is moving.
Anybody would like to volunteer?
Put my hand.
Yeah, put the hand, and then so the other brother is holding the shoulder. The other person is putting the water underneath the cover. The fourth person is lifting this one a little bit, and then there's one more fifth brother is taking the white piece of cloth and washing the private parts. And
Everyone is wearing gloves, by the way.
Everybody is wearing the gloves. Let me wear the gloves.
What's the water cover?
Shower. We have a shower head. We have a shower head in the ghusl area, and so that's why I'm saying we need at least 5 brothers. Because if you look at that, right, one person has to hold the head, other person shoulder, other person lift the cloth a little bit, one person holding the water, the fifth person is cleaning the private parts. So cleaning the private parts, you take probably a couple of minutes. You need to take a look at it. The person who was cleaning the private parts needs to assess how much time you need to spend on cleaning that. Because if there are so much impurities, you may need to spend 3-4 minutes to clean it up. if it is pretty clean,
But you have to push it from the stomach.
you push it from the stomach very
It's
gently.
not,
Yeah.
it's gentle.
Very gently.
It
And
helps it out.
the other important factor is to look at the situation of the janazah as well. So if the janazah, the person is too old or had suffered with some diseases for a long period of time, the skin may be so soft, sometimes it may get peeled off if you push too hard.
Yes, yes.
And I've seen people where they are with so much the blood has been came out from so many places. You don't want to hurt the body. Gently push. Don't take too much. Don't put too much pressure. All you need to do is as much as possible to take out the impurities from the body. As I said, spend 2 to 3 minutes. The worst case, maybe 5 minutes to take out the impurities. Once that part is washed.
And you can check the cloth, you can see.
Exactly.
You
Check the
wash it
cloth.
and put it back, then you can see if
Correct.
impurities are still there.
Correct. Right.
To use the soap.
You don't use the soap at this point. So the next step is when you wash the body, use the soap. So you gently put the body back on the floor. On the table, you make sure when you're dropping the head, you gently drop it as if you're leaving a newborn baby on the table. Should be very gentle. And once that is done, the next step is to do the wudu for the deceased. The way you do the wudu is the exact same way what we do for wudu, except you don't want to put water on the nose or onto the mouth. You rather take a small quantity of water and just clean the mouth. Clean the mouth and go around the tooth and clean it up, and take small piece of water, small amount of water, and clean the noses as well and ears as well. But don't pour the water as if we are pouring the water on our nose and our mouth. Once the second step is done, which is the wudu, and the third step is to wash the body. As I said, you do either 3 times or 5 times or 7 times. And then the last time, let's assume you are doing for the 5 times. The last time when you do the washing, you take the camphor.
They want to explain how to do the
Okay,
washing.
let's do the washing. So the way you wash the body is to start from the head and all the way up to the toe. And you start with the head and you use the shower head. Gently pour the water and covering the eyes. Right? You don't want the water just flow on top of the head through the face. You close the eyes. This is like exact process we do for the newborn babies, right? We just cover the head so the water does not fall onto the eyes and nose. So you cover that, and then one person is pouring the water on the head gently, and then you use the soap gently washing the head. Once the top part is washed, and then gently move the head, so you clean the bottom part of the head
Is
as
there
well.
any special soap that we use?
No,
without
we use
perfume?
this gentle baby wash.
Okay.
Yep, we don't have any special soap here.
No perfume.
At the end, perfume is there.
But can you wash the body with perfume soap?
No, as
No,
far as I
it
know.
has to be non-perfume soap.
Perfume soap? Any soap is okay. Any soap is okay. So once the head is washed, move on to the shoulders, and then wash the right part of the body, which is this side, right? Once you pour the water and put the soap on it, and then have few brothers move the body and hold the head as well, gently, maybe about 20-30 degrees, so that you can have access to the back part of the body, right? You clean that area, apply the soap, put the water, clean that area, and then move on to this side of the shoulder, back part of the body, clean the exact same way, move the body, hold the head and move the body gently, and so you clean that with the soap and with the water, and then keep moving on to the back of the body until the toe. During the entire process, you're not allowed to move the white cloth, cover the private parts of the body, starting from the chest all the way to the knee. And once that body is washed, and go on to this same process. Second time, you don't need to use the soap all the time. Only one time is enough. But if you feel that there are more things to be done, so you use the second time. So they say when you do the washing, you use the soap to do more on the first time on the private part, so that the clean, it is much more clean than the first time you're just using the water. Second time you're using the soap. Use the same process for 3 times or 5 times, but towards end, you take a cup a plastic cup and put some camphor on it, mix with the water, and then sprinkle around the body. This is for some kind of to avoid some kind of bad smell coming from the body. Just cover it, and then before you pour the water for the last time, before you wash the body for the last time. So you wash the body the five times, and after the janazah is completely washed, and you take out the dry cloth and start drying the body from the top all the way to the bottom. And even during the process, you are not allowed to take out the cloth covering the body. So you dry the head all the way, shoulder and the side. So during the dry process, you also need to move the body a little bit. And you wanted to dry, before you start drying the janazah, you want to dry the table as well, because there will be a bunch of water on the table. Just clean the table so that the water does not keep coming into the body. So when you start drying the body, you do the same process. You hold the head, move roll the body a little bit, 30 degrees towards this side, and one person dry this part. And then you do the same thing, you move the body this side and dry the body this side, and keep going until you're completely dry, the body is dry. And make sure you do not apply pressure like this. You dry the body as if like this. And you also assess the situation of the body. Sometimes skin is so delicate. If you apply this amount of pressure, you may even see the skin peeling off. So you need to be really, really careful, gentle. So once the drying is done, and you take another piece of a dry cloth and gently take out the wet cloth covering the private part and put the dry cloth on the top of the body. Now the janazah is completely ready after done with the washing and drying, and it's ready for kaffan. So once the janazah is ready for the kaffan, as I said, there are two tables. One is with the kaffan, one is just for the washing the body. You don't want to keep these two tables far off, one here and one there, and then people are taking the janazah from here to there. So usually the tables comes with a wheelchair, so you either move the table with the kaffan closer to this one, or you move this one closer to the table with the kaffan, so that you are not carrying the body for a long distance.
Excuse me, because
Yeah.
continue. When you clean this body, is it be like this or just from here? You showed us
Under the
like
cover.
back. Under the cover or what? How you do that?
Under the kaffan?
No. For the back, it's okay, I understand.
Correct.
How about on the top?
Oh, you still take out a little bit, but you access through underneath the cloth. You don't open it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not like this, yeah?
No, not like that. Not like that. Yeah, underneath the cloth. And any area from here to the shoulder to the knee, you access underneath. And if you happen to, and people should not keep their sights towards any private parts. You just stay away from looking at any private parts. It's like, think about this is like a living human
But
being.
you can wash the cleaner, like what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you clean when you're wearing swimming trunks and you don't want to take it off. You clean from inside,
Right.
you don't look at it.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
So do you change that cloth which is covered? Like is it like it would be
You change
wet?
the cloth.
It would be wet, right?
It will be wet. So you take another dry cloth, and what you do is you put the dry cloth, two people hold the dry cloth, one on this side, one on the other side. The other person gently remove the wet cloth and then drop the dry cloth on top of it. And then you still go one more time and clean the private parts, because you just took out the wet cloth. So make sure the body is dry, and then move the table with the kaffan closer to the table you use for washing. So now there are a couple of things you need to keep in mind for the kaffan. One is, as I said, you need 7 by 7. Assume this is 7 by 7, not sure. And you need 3 pieces of cloths. 3 pieces of 7 by 7. You lay one on top of each other and leave it on the table. And then gently, so assume that the janazah is kept just closer to this table. This is the table with the kaffan, and this is the table with the janazah. So you have at least 4 brothers. One brother always needs to hold the head, because head is not going to be tight, stiff like our head. It's going to be loose. If you just lift the body, your head is going to fall down. So one brother hold the head, one brother hold the shoulder, and 2 brothers hold the back part of it. And then one brother hold the leg, and one brother hold the table. There are 6 brothers are required in this case. And then make sure that the table wheels are locked. Because many times you just move the body and then, oh my God, the table is moved up.
Sometimes the body drops, you
Well,
can't, table
it's so dangerous.
you can't do anything.
So make sure the table is locked and doesn't move before you start doing anything with the janazah, moving the janazah, right? So once the gently take out the janazah and leave it on the table with the kaffan. Now you're in the janazah in the middle of the kaffan with enough space equal space on this side and actually equal cloth on this side and that side, right? You don't want to leave a little bit here and a little bit there. So you have said.
Do you have to put the cover like this?
No. The kaffan will be like that.
Oh, okay.
Right? 7 by 7. So in this
Three
case,
on top of each other, right?
right, 3 on top of each other. Okay? So now the janazah is here. So what you do is, once the janazah is here, you need to make sure you have enough space on top of the janazah to cover the head and cover the foot as well. You don't want to keep the janazah here and then you don't have enough space. And the same goes for the leg, the foot as well. So you have enough space. And that's why when Brother Shams asked, if your brother is too tall, you don't want to cut with the 7 by 7. You may want to cut with a little longer. So you leave the janazah on the top of the kaffan, and first start with the right part. You take out. Before you start with covering with the cloth, you keep the janazah in the position where you are in the state of the salah. So you take out the left hand and keep it on the chest, and take out the right hand and keep it on the chest as well. So
And in this process, the cloth that's covering the outline is always on.
it's still on. You didn't take it out yet. So that will be just during the covering with the cover.
And for the outline, is it from the chest or is it from the belly?
Yeah, I've seen from just below the chest all the way to the knee. Yeah. So now, as the brother asked, the awra is still covered, and the first step is to fold the hands left first and put the right hand on top of it as if he is on the salah position, and then you take out the right side. You take out the right side.
Can we tighten the head because sometimes they just fall down, you know?
I've never seen anyone tight.
No, rigor mortis sets in the man.
This is important also when people die, right away close the eyes and also put the hand like this.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's difficult to
Right, it will be still.
immediately after he dies.
Yeah.
If the body comes few hours later with the hand like this, then you have to leave it like this. You cannot bring it because rigor mortis has set in and the hand becomes very solid.
It's also allowed to tie it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, all the times I've seen, I didn't feel any difficulty in folding the hand. Maybe if the janazah is left for 2 days, 3 days, it may be really difficult to move the body. So once you keep the hands in the position, you take out the right hand side and cover, okay? And then just before you cover the left side, the one brother just take out the cloth covering the outer. Okay, this is and you're still not seeing any part of the body. None of the private parts are exposed at any point during the wudu program, right? You cover the left part, and then make sure you take the cloths together on this side and take the cloths together on that side. You're not tying any parts of the cloth at this point in time.
But in the beginning, you have to cut the neck, so the head.
That's a very good point. Yeah. You cut the enough hole in that so that the neck goes through that. It's not like and then it's the same for the second cloth as well. So you do the same process for the second cloth as well. You take out the right part, cover, and then take out the left side and cover it. Then do the same thing for the third one. Once all 3 cloths are covered, then you take out the top and bottom and take one of the 4 cloths, the four ropes you prepared with the cloth, and tie it up like that.
Abandi.
Right? Tie it up.
Of the head, eh?
Yeah. And the head. One on the head.
This
and
is above the head. Here.
above the head. Yeah, this is the head and this is above the head. Tied on the top and bottom. This is removable because you're going to remove this when you are putting in the janazah and the grave. Okay. This is not permanent. So just make sure you're not putting too tight and hard to remove at the time of burial.
You have a question?
I do. Is the head still seeable, the face?
No.
At this point in time, or is it?
The head is covered. Head is covered at this point. After the 3 pieces of cloth are covered.
Okay, we don't put in coffins in their mouths.
No, if there are cases where there is some bleeding comes out, then you put the cottons and then the nose and some part of the mouth, some in the ears as
Or a
well.
friend of mine, they put. Because he wasn't sure.
Okay. Yeah, if it is some kind of brains comes out or blood comes out,
Because
then
you mentioned that some get sick because of cancer or whatnot. That time still.
right. Yeah. And then you still have 2 pieces of ropes out here and cover them, tie them on the middle part of the body, like this, right? And again, when you get access and make sure you gently move and have other brother move on the other side, take it out. And preferably, this is a kind of an important thing. In many cases, it is difficult once they put the janazah on the body. You rather you keep the rope under the bottom before you put the janazah on top of the table, right? Then start tying the body. And as I said, you don't put it too tight. At the same time, don't put it too loose. It comes out very often. So just enough pressure, and you should be able to remove this tie when you put the body in the qabr. So once this part is done, you're done with the ghusl program, and then it is taken for the janazah prayer. And once the janazah prayer is done, the few important things for the burial was the qabr should be into the opposite side of the perpendicularly opposite direction to the qibla. So if this is the qibla direction, the qabr should not be like this. It should be like this, right? Because you don't want it to put the
head is in this side or
head.
that side?
Yeah, head is in this side or that side, but the head should be facing
Head is coming later. First, it should not be this way.
this way.
It should be
the
this
opposite
way.
direction. Yeah.
Then,
So once you're ready to bury the janazah, what you do is you gently lift the body, and again you need enough support to lift the body under. You put the body into lower the body into the grave, because if you have 2 brothers or 3 brothers, it's extremely difficult, even if it's a light body, because the body, if you are holding one on the top head, one on the shoulder, one on the bottom, sometimes the middle part lowers down, so it's too loose. So you need to have at least 4 or 5 brothers. If it is a heavy brother, it's maybe 5, 6 brothers are required, and few people need to stay on the top, and few people, 2 to 3 brothers needs to be in the grave, lowering the body. Once the body, so let's move this way a little bit so that we can really see how it should be look like. So once you lower the body into the grave, and you
that's your answer. The
so
head points.
assume this is the head, the body is flat, the janazah is flat, so you need to move the head gently towards the qibla. So the head is not going to be stable, like when you move it, it's not going to be stable, it's going to come down. So before you start moving down, you need to have enough people put the dirt on the back, or some preferably dirt. Yeah, preferably dirt. So you put enough dirt. When you're holding the head, you put enough dirt, so and then gently move the body, so it should slightly tilt towards the qibla. And then you have most of the places in US, you have another cover, concrete covers the body before you put the dirt on top of the concrete. In many places, India, Pakistan, what you do is you put the dirt just on top of the body. There's no concrete covering the body. And that's it. That's it from the. Oh, I'm sorry. That's very important. So before you put the dirt, just make sure you untie the knot, take it out, and all over the head. But don't open the head. Just take out the knots and leave the rest of them as it is. You're not allowed to just leave the head open like this. Just leave as it is, and just remove the knots and take it out and cover it with the dirt.
All 4 of them, or just top and the
All
bottom?
4 of them.
Any questions, please?
Anything to the side or anything when you're lowering anything like that from a...
I don't know.
Yeah, no, just Bismillah, ala millat Rasulullah, Bismillah, ala millat Rasulullah. As you know, everything was by Bismillah. for it also. Bismillah, but there's nothing.
And after you bury, you just do dua.
Yeah, you can make dua. Yeah, and mostly stand up just making dua for everybody.
And then I heard you recite the Surah Yasin on the dead body. I don't know what time.
Yeah, Yasin before he died.
Before he died.
Yeah, before he died. During the time of.
That's before.
Yeah, mostly there are two opinions, but mostly everything that Shahada and Yasin is when he's still alive. So it can be nothing. Yeah.
Can the son do the ghusl for Redmond?
No, it's because the woman was the one, at least nobody else.
How about for wife?
Yeah, husband, wife, yeah. Husband, wife, yeah.
Only if nobody else is present.
Okay, good question.
Yeah, because my mom asked me to do that.
Yeah, okay. My son can do like clean water and all this, and the sister don't do. Yeah. But specifically, is the family, they are mahram. They can be there and doing the ghusl. But when it comes to even the mother, the one who rub everything, had to be also the sister. Yeah, the brother can help.
Oh, remember what he explained. At no time is this removed. So you may be in the room, you may be using the water, but you are not touching the body. If you are a mother or someone or a son for the mother.
But only mahram can be in the room, right?
Pardon me?
Only mahram can be in the room.
Yeah.
Only mahram and also the sister, if the sister who are expert for that.
No, sisters can be, they can do for sisters, but like in case of men, only if
Mahram, yeah, only mahram can be there. Yeah.
So the other important thing is if you are interested in learning more about the how to do the ghusl and sign up on the MCR, the funeral services in MCRC, so you get to see an opportunity to join with other brothers who does the ghusl, and you get to see through 2 to 3 times, and then you'll be able to do by yourself. We are having a difficult time in getting the right number of people to do the ghusl, and there was a case a couple of weeks back in Everett. There is one Muslim brother passed away, and there is no brothers are available to do the ghusl. And it was ended up in having a non-Muslim doing a ghusl for that Muslim brother.
How many of you have heard of MCRC? Muslim Community Resource Center. Can you raise your hand? This is arranged by MCRC with maps. And the reason for that is we are having a lot of difficulty in getting people for washing bodies. Okay? So if you wash with someone who has already done it, then that's how you get experience. So if you sign up on the website, and we really encourage that, then what will happen is then they can contact you, and then each time we use 5 brothers, and then we will have a whole team.
Yeah.
And so nobody will be going there having a non-Muslim wash their body or body going without getting washed.
For MCRC Seattle.
Yes.
It is on the flyers.
And
up here.
I will take the flyer. You had a question.
Someone who wash it get a lot of
Yes,
reward.
we have a couple of-
Pardon me?
There's a person who is involved in it get rewarded for it.
If you're washing the body, do you get reward?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now hold on.
Okay, number
The
one,
question is, if you wash the body, do you get any reward?
you got reward to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, when the Prophet said when you are, involved in this, and then when you die, everybody wants to help you. If somebody didn't want to wash, he didn't want to do the funeral, and when he died, he said, right? So you don't want in that situation, right? But the thing, and also if you watch just one time you watch, one day, you are here, just watching, right? The work will get reward also is, today is practicing, right? You can have idea. But it's different when you also, one day you are there and you will know everything very easily, right? And sometimes maybe the brother have accident, right? There's a lot of blooding. It's also one time we say, Father, take 5 hours because of blood will stick here, everything. So different body is also different body. Yeah. So inshallah we have to pray Asr.
Can I ask one?
Yeah.
Is there any communication to the city or anything that you use, right? Or
Funeral home takes care of all that. And we work with particular funeral home, Blight Funeral Home, which is in Fremont, That is one of the ones we use quite frequently. There's one in
Snow farm is one, and then Kent, closer to Kent.
yeah. What's the one in Kenmore? Kenmore is the other one.
When we do